Yo, what's up guys, Russian. I'm bringing you guys my first video in a long time that's going to be a little bit longer than like, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. But I felt like I really needed to do this because people have been asking for this type of video for a while and I said, why not? But I'm going to change up a few things, and if you're not sure what this is, I used to do a series a while back called Road to Shotties on Black Ops 2. It was basically me just playing every single game I could on that account, and I would commentate over it, tell you guys, stories, stuff like that, and I would play for the whole game and talk the whole time, whatever. It was basically like a solo podcast, and I haven't done that in a while because I didn't want to do it for Black Ops 3 because there's a progression system, and it's not necessarily the quickest thing ever. Like, we'll say that, it's not very quick to actually rank up. I've got 5 days, like, 14 or 16 hours, something like that, on zombies, and I'm only 9th prestige. So, I mean, that tells you something. When in Black Ops 2, I could probably actually have gotten to shotties in about a week if I really tried, and that would be like maybe 3 days game time, maximum. But, I decided to bring it back because, like I said, people are asking for it, and I feel kind of bad that I don't do these types of videos anymore. I just kind of dropped them cold turkey as soon as BO3 came out. But yeah, the one thing that I'm going to be changing is I'm going to be doing it for this account, like, until I hit, obviously max prestige. And I'm not going to be starting it from round 1 anymore just because that takes forever. And I hate starting a game, getting like 5-10 rounds in, like 20 minutes into recording, messing up and dying, and then realizing, oh shit, I can't post that because I died, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to start it from like, around 40, 50, 60, whatever it is from now on. And, I'll talk for like, I don't know, maybe an hour or so. But yeah, it's more so for, me to tell you guys stories and for me to kind of just vent about life, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of keep you guys updated with what I'm doing. It's like more so for the people that you have time in your day or you're playing zombies and you want something to do, why not? Why not just drop on in, throw your headphones in, listen to the video, whatever. It's not always about the gameplay, it's more about the topic. And, that's kind of what I want my channel to be, is more about topics on a lot of videos than necessarily the gameplay. And you're going to say, oh, your videos since BO3 has come out has been pretty much all gameplay based, and I get that. But that's just because I haven't been able to make these longer videos because I've just been really tired. The light's really messing me up. Like, it's hard to explain because for the last, like, decade of my life, going to school, you are on a set schedule where you go to sleep at, like, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock, whatever it is, and you wake up at, I don't know, 6:30, we'll say that, and you go to school, you come home at 2:30, and, then the rest of your day kind of starts from there. But I'm on a schedule where I'm at that point where I'm actually getting out at 12:47 out of school every day, and when I come home, my body thinks it's 3 o'clock. So my body is 2 hours ahead of the actual time. So at, like, I don't know, 8 o'clock, I'll think it's 10 o'clock and I'll be starting to get a little bit tired. So that's just kind of the adjustment my body has to make, and it's not yet made it. So I get really, really tired, and I like to record late at night because it's just generally quieter, and people aren't moving around as much, so to say. And I sometimes record right when I get home, and then I like to post it later, but that's another story. But, I've been playing a lot, like I said, but just mentally I've been really tired, and I haven't had really much to talk about. Black Ops 3 is, it's a good game, I will say that. A lot of people thought it would be the Call of Duty that saved the franchise, and it was going to be the next best thing since sliced bread, but it's not. It's a very good game by any stretch of the imagination. Very good game. I would give it a solid, like, as of right now, I give it like an 8. I wouldn't give it, like a 9 or a 10. I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't, because it's not that great of a game. It's alright. But my main complaint, sorry, I just closed my window because there's, like, people outside. But my main complaint about it is that, and I addressed this in a video a while back, was that, they're not really paying attention to the zombie side of the community, and they're just kind of throwing us under the bus. When they did all their marketing for the game, they really wanted to stress zombies is here. Zombies is like the next big thing. In Call of Duty, this is going to be our huge push to try to make everybody play zombies. And then as soon as the game came out, they just kind of threw it under the bus and said, wait, it exists? Pfft, no. Zombies doesn't exist. What are you talking about? We're going to patch stupid stuff like the Wonder Weapon that no one ever asked to be patched. Or just, it's so ridiculous. And, that's why I wouldn't give it a really great rating. Because they've been patching weird stuff in the game. And, it had a shaky start. I will say that, because the servers kept disconnecting. They patched stupid stuff. They did all these other kinds of things. For zombies, and this is just for zombies, multiplayer is really, really fun, I will say that. But you have to sweat in this game. And I think my best game so far is like, I don't know, I think it's a 63 and like 12 game or something like that, which isn't very good for me. But generally speaking, it's a decent game, but it's not the greatest thing that they thought it would be. They thought it would be, for a AAA title. They thought it was going to be the next COD 4, where everybody in the world played it, and it was this huge phenomenon that rebooted a franchise that is, slowly dying. That's not what's happening. And realistically, people say COD is dying because the games are bad. No, COD is dying because it's almost the same thing every year. And as much as they want to make changes and things like that, it's kind of the same thing. It's the same general concept, and that's why Zombies was such a big hit in the beginning, and it still is because it's an enigma in a community that's very stale, if that makes any sense. It's that kind of outcast that became an underground hit overnight, and people kind of latched onto it, and that's why I think, personally, that the series is still kind of thriving. Isn't the multiplayer, it's not, well, kind of. There's two arguments to this. There's esports is keeping Call of Duty alive, and, the stuff that they're adding into the game, like Zombies, is keeping it alive. And that's very true. I would say esports is keeping it alive more than Zombies, because as a YouTuber, you predict that when a new Black Ops game comes out, there will be a lot of people joining the community. There will be a lot of new Zombies YouTubers coming out that, literally come out of nowhere, gain like tens of thousands of subs, and, they're going to be the next best thing in YouTube. But what happened was, a lot of people said, hey, we're going to do Zombies for like a week and a half or 2 weeks. We're going to do like, some Gobblegum openings or whatever. And then we're going to kind of drop it like cold turkey. And basically, we're back to the same point where we were, basically. There's not that many more YouTubers than there was. Which is usually like Black Ops 2, everybody came out of the woodwork. Everybody wanted to do YouTube for Zombies. And everybody wanted to do this and that. But I think the problem is that everybody that wants to be a Zombies YouTuber already is. And, like I said, Call of Duty isn't growing as large as it used to. Like, it's maintaining a steady audience, but it's not collecting any more of the hardcore fans that were created years ago. If that makes any sense, like, realistically whatsoever. Because Call of Duty 4 made, people go like, holy shit, Call of Duty's like this great series that I want to play for the next like 5-6 years or whatever, and I'm going to buy all the games. Nobody's buying Black Ops 3 and saying, holy shit, Call of Duty's the best thing ever, because everybody knows what Call of Duty is by now. And there's no real shock factor anymore. That's really, everybody and their mother has played it at this point. And that kind of sucks and is a good thing at the same time, because that tells you where the franchise is at. Its long-term success has been great, but when you really come down to it, I mean, everybody's played it, and the people that like it, and the people that don't like it have this preconception that no Call of Duty is good, and they aren't willing to try it, and that's a lot, I would say, a lot of people that play PlayStation necessarily, because PlayStation has always been a console for, like, RPGs, things of that nature, just games that aren't first-person shooters, and it's been like that, since the PlayStation 1 came out, pretty much, and now they're forcing, like, Call of Duty onto the PlayStation. I think that's going to be met with a lot of resistance, I will say that, and I think that a lot of people that resist Call of Duty are PC players, especially the CSGO community, I would say, because there's also this preconception that everybody that plays Call of Duty is a 10-year-old, and that everybody that plays Call of Duty is bad because we have aim assist. Well, that's not the truth. I mean, both, mouse and keyboard and consoles, the controllers come with their own handicaps. Mouse and keyboard is harder to get used to, and yes, it's more precise once you actually get used to it, but in the beginning, it's not that easy. I will say that. I'm still getting used to mouse and keyboard, for playing CSGO, and I'm really bad at it. I will say that. And then with controllers, it's hard because it's so flimsy, and it's hard to actually aim where you want to. And you can say, oh, I have really good aim. Well, if you actually went and played, someone that is really good with keyboard and mouse, you would get absolutely demolished, and that's the simple truth of it. But if you took someone who has been a long time PC player with just keyboard and mouse, and you put them onto a controller, it would be a lot harder of a transition. I would say that, just because of the fact that controllers are so flimsy and they are so hard to use. I want to say that. And you say to yourself, oh, how is the controller hard to use? Because you've been playing console for so long. But for someone that plays PC, coming over to console isn't a thing that happens. And that really kind of sucks. And with Black Ops 3, the PC port is, like, awful. The thing crashed, like, I don't even think people could actually use it for the first week or so without it, literally it would crash the game. It's not like the servers would go down or whatever. The game would just crash and it wouldn't really work. It was bad enough on PC that PewDiePie actually made a video on it. That's how you know that you messed up, if the biggest YouTuber in the world is making a video about how bad your servers are on PC. Or just the game in general on PC. I heard it's not that good still, but it's better than it was, which is a good thing. Because it couldn't have hit any further down. Like, it hit rock bottom on PC, we'll say that. But I think the one thing that will keep Call of Duty relevant in the long term is esports, because when they decided to go over to MLG back in, like, Call of Duty Ghosts, MLG.TV, the platform, I should say, and, like, the streaming service, everybody was on Twitch at that point, all the pros, everybody, and when they decided to go over to MLG, that was a really bold move, and it kind of killed esports a little bit, because I remember for, like, COD Champs back in, like, Black Ops 2, I watched it, but I watched it on, like, my 360, so I never actually saw the numbers. But there was apparently, like, 300,000 plus people watching it for the finals, which is a ridiculous number, because a lot of CSGO events, and CSGO is, a lot bigger than Call of Duty, gets about 180,000, I would say, on average on Twitch. But when MLG decided, hey, we're going to make our own service and we're going to, contract all these players to go over there, it killed it. Because no one wants to watch shit on MLG. It's just not a very good service, I will say that. And a lot of the pros are actually migrating back to Twitch now. Like, their contracts are up, and they say to themselves, hey, I want to go back to Twitch. It's more lucrative for me, not necessarily just by, the locked-in contract or whatever, because MLG would pay these guys to play on their website. And, obviously that's a enticing offer right there. But when you come down to it, Twitch has a much larger audience, and you have long term, it's a lot better for you to be on Twitch. I will say that. Um, but for a while, I actually wanted to be on MLG because it was doing well. But then in Advanced Warfare, it just died. And there were pros that on Twitch are getting, 2,000, 3,000 viewers, whatever. I don't know. We'll bring up like Parasite or something if you know who he is. Actually, no, we'll do Karma, Optic Karma, and we'll just put him into perspective. He's one of the bigger players in the world, and on MLG he was getting about 600 people per stream, which isn't bad, but that's the majority of it was because he was on there for a long time. Because he moved over there with like Nade Shot and everybody else, and he was getting like 500-600 people on MLG. I went into a stream like 2 days ago on Twitch, and he had like almost 4,000 people. I was like, damn, dude. That's the number difference. And there was someone, his name is Parasite. Well, I'll go back to that example. His name is Parasite, and he's a longtime pro. He won the BO2 COD champs, and on MLG, he got like, I don't know, 50, 60 viewers or something like that. Something ridiculous. Like, on a good day, he would get like 100, maybe 150. But he didn't get that many viewers, and I went on to his Twitch, like when I went on to Karma's, and he had like, 600 viewers, and I was like, damn, that's that tells you something. And the pros didn't like MLG.TV either, and they wanted out of their contracts. And Nade Shot, the biggest, COD pro in the world, or former COD pro, I should say that, but the biggest esports player for, said he didn't like the service, and it was probably the worst mistake he's ever made, because Nade Shot on Twitch back in Black Ops 2 was getting like, I don't know, 20,000 people a stream or something like that. He was getting a ridiculous number of viewers. Like, I remember he did this thing where he played game battles. If you don't know what it is, it's basically just, $5 competitive matches. And he went on to there, and he got a team together, and they tried going 100-0. And for the last match, he got, like, I think, like 30,000 people in his stream or something. It's crazy, but he was getting a lot of viewers. And Nade Shot, for a time, was actually, like, the second most followed person on Twitch, which was absolutely insane, especially for Call of Duty, because even back then, Call of Duty wasn't the biggest game on Twitch. It was like second or third for a long time. But when Ghost came out, and everybody moved over to MLG, Call of Duty went down to like 10. And, for Advanced Warfare, it was down to like 10. No, I would say it moved up to like 7, I would say. But for Black Ops 3, consistently, I see it in the top, like, 5, which is really, really good, because I think that a lot of people enjoy BO3 that are streamers, and I think people like watching Black Ops 3 because it's something different, and they took a style that's more like, Destiny and things along those lines. And I know that for a fact, that they took it from Destiny, because Destiny is quoted as being Vondi's favorite game, and a lot of the people that work at Treyarch's favorite game, so it makes a lot of sense. But, that's just my opinion on the whole thing. But, obviously, it's good when Call of Duty does well. And it's good for everybody when Call of Duty does well that plays Call of Duty. Because not just for the people that do YouTube, not just for the people that stream on Twitch, it's good for everybody, even the casuals that don't, really watch Call of Duty videos. They don't do any of this stuff. They don't, just the casual person that'll get on, play like maybe an hour of Call of Duty a day when they get home from work, whatever. Or the kid that just jumps on, plays with his friends, things like that. And it's good for them, because the better that the game does on YouTube and Twitch, the better the next game will be, because they'll put more effort into it, so to say. And the better that it sells, the more likely they are to make a game of that style. And the better that it's viewed, they're more likely to make a game of that style, so to say. Especially for esports, because esports has been growing for the last like 2-3 years, and like I said, the numbers were down for Ghosts. Like they were really down for Ghosts, and for Advanced Warfare, they kind of were. They were pretty bad, I would say, because for COD champs, just to put this into perspective, Black Ops 3 on Twitch had like 300,000 people, and COD champs for Advanced Warfare had, I saw it out, was like 60,000 on MLG, which was really sad. Like, let's say, like, that's sad. So I think it's really good that everybody's moving back to Twitch now, and I think that MLG is actually just kind of waiting for everybody's contracts to be up before they close the service, because there's like nobody on there anymore that actually gets any viewers other than like Rice Gum, who, like, I don't know. I have no opinion on the guy, but whatever. Anyway, but it's good when Call of Duty's on Twitch, because it's just a much broader audience, to say the least, because MLG was just a service that basically, it was only Call of Duty, like, for a long time, and it's still basically only Call of Duty, and it was supposed to be MLG, which was, like, supposed to be this huge platform for all different types of games and all different types of streamers. That didn't happen like that. They got all the Call of Duty pros to sign on to it, and then it just kind of turned into some stupid bullshit where they just said, oh, like, we're going to have awful servers, we're going to attempt to look like Twitch, but we're not going to be Twitch, and we're, going to not get people any viewers, and we're not going to help people grow their brand through our website. We're just going to kind of do what we want to do. So, I mean, that kind of bothers me. But yeah. And yeah, that was like kind of a little rant about Call of Duty, whatever. One other thing that I wanted to talk about was, just kind of like, I have some suggestions that, to help zombies, and I mean, like, that rant was about just Call of Duty in general, but this one's more so things that, I would like to see implemented in the game for zombies. And this isn't like, oh, you need to fix whatever, it's not like that. Just cool things that I think that they could add in that would make the game more playable and would want people to grind the game more. And, just long term would be better for the game. And one of the things I think that they need to do is when you prestige in zombies, you really don't get anything out of it. I mean, on multiplayer, yeah, you get a permanent unlock, same thing on zombies. But on multiplayer, it's more useful because there's guns or perks that you don't unlock, for a long time that really are helpful. But on zombies, it's not like they lock you out of the box or, whatever. It's not like they lock you from getting a gun if you're a lower level. The only thing that's really restricted is gobblegums. But I mean, like, you can live without them because you have liquid diviniums. You know what I'm saying? And if you sit there and you look at it and you're like, yeah, I really get nothing for prestiging other than the fact that I just prestiged, So one of the things that I think that they need to add is, and that I would really, enjoy seeing is, when you prestige, you can either pick to have either, let's say, I don't know, 10 liquid diviniums, or you could take a perkaholic. I don't know, something like that. And I think that would be a decent, toss-up, because you could say, oh, the 10 liquid diviniums, I could go and I could get, I don't know, 4 perkaholics out of the same spin on Dr. Monty's factory. Or I could just take the 1 perkaholic that's a sure thing. Holy shit, that lag though. Yeah, I'm actually playing this live. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the series, like I said. I play this whole thing live. I don't actually just, record the footage and then commentate over it. I do the whole thing live, which is, kind of my own sort of thing, because I don't think anybody really does what I do. And that's a good thing sometimes, but, I think if they added that in, that would create a whole different element to what goes on in the game. And especially because perkaholics are very hard to get, and they should be hard to get, but it would also incentivize people to actually play the game to go get, to level up, to go get perkaholics. I think that would be really, really cool. And, it would just, like I said, it would make people want to play your game more, and it would make them say to themselves, hey, I want to rank up in zombies because I can get more perkaholics if I do. And I think that's just something cool that they could add into the game that would make me personally want to play it, and I think a lot more people too. So, I don't know. I'd like to see Treyarch add that in. I'd like to also see them add in more gobblegums, because right now we don't really have very many, and a lot of the ones that, are there are very basic, and they don't really do much for you. I would say I've used maybe 9 different gobblegums, and I would say 4 of them were because I just got the game and I had no clue what any of them did. So I mean, I use basically maximum 7 different perks or gobblegums, sorry. And it's annoying because there's so many more that could be useful, but they're not. I mean, and they make it so that who wants to use carpenter, the one that gives you a carpenter? Who wants to use that? Nobody. Who would it, I don't know anybody that's ever said, "Holy shit, I got a carpenter, guys. Yo, we're good. We're gonna be good, fam. We got this. Round 100 confirmed." No, nobody's ever said that. I mean, you sit there and you go "Oh shit, I got cash back. The one that gives you the max ammo." Or, "Holy shit, I got unquenchable. I got it on the house. I got a perkaholic. I got these other things." Nobody's sitting there going "Holy shit, yo, I got like I said, nobody's going "Oh shit, I got the one that gives me the carpenter, turn up," or the one that gives me the fire sale, turn up. I mean, I could see that one being useful for really low rounds or something like that, for people that are really casual, but nobody's really using half of these things. And the really basic ones like stock option, nobody's gonna fucking use you. Please go away. I mean, there's just a lot of them that aren't very useful, and that kind of bothers me. Ones that are more useful to everybody. And, I think that's just something that Treyarch kind of needs to do. Treyarch, come on, what are you doing? Some of them are pretty useful, I will say that. Arms Grace is really good for, if you're playing co-op, I know that. Even though I haven't played it, I just know because I watched some YouTube videos, about zombies. I watched a lot of the Relaxing End, I will say that. And I know the Arms Grace is really good for that. I know Phoenix Up is really good, for co-op. But I mean, and stuff like Burned Out. Who will ever use Burned Out? That's my question. I don't think I've ever used it. I think I have 15 of them laying around in my inventory that I just never use. Because why the fuck would I use it? So, I don't know. That's my opinion. And I hope you guys have that same feeling because... And they might do it as where they'll add in more gobblegums as DLCs come out. I think that's something that, will probably happen. I just by knowing Treyarch, that probably will happen. But yeah, I mean, it's always good when they add in more stuff after the game comes out, because that just makes everybody go yo, holy shit, they actually care, and they're actually bothering to add in stuff when they didn't really have to. Because if you actually think about it, Call of Duty's been putting out, DLCs for so long that nobody says, yo, holy shit, Call of Duty's putting out a DLC. People are oh yeah, Call of Duty's putting out the DLC, they better add stuff in. It's not, oh, thanks for putting out DLC and adding on to the game that you didn't really have to. It's more so, hey, add this or I'm gonna, shank you in the dick, I don't know where that metaphor came from. That just kind of popped in my head. But still, people are kind of ungrateful for what Call of Duty actually does give them. I will say that because, like I said, they don't need to add this stuff in. They do it because they say, hey, we can make more money off of this. And two, people want DLCs and more story out of the game than just what we added on the disc. So, I don't know. I can't really blame them for, not adding everything into the game. But I would like to see more stuff on the disc when it came out. It was a pretty shitty move on their part to make the Giant a DLC exclusive, so to say. You had to buy the deluxe edition of the game to actually get it. I think that was a shitty move because someone that doesn't have, all the money in the world to spend on, stupid stuff, that's just barely trying to get the game going, like, oh yeah, I got the game, but I can only play one map because I didn't have enough money to spend on, the $80 edition to get, one more map. If you actually think about it, the Giant was a $20 map. So, I mean, you could say, oh, the DLC was, it's $15 or whatever. But yeah, you get that, and, you get a zombies map, plus you get multiplayer stuff. And, you get extra content and stuff. What are you getting out of the deluxe edition that you actually give a shit about other than the Giant? Because I know that nobody's sitting there going like, yo, holy shit, I got this poster. Like, I know nobody cares. And I get it. There's some people out there probably that give a shit about that kind of stuff. Like, hats off to you, because I just can't do that. But I'm not sitting there personally going like, holy shit, I got a poster. That's not me. Even though I do actually have one of Shadows of Evil, like, literally right next to me. It's not hung up or anything, it's still rolled up, but then again, I just got it, because I went to the midnight release and the guy was trying to get rid of them, so yeah. It's not like I ordered, the deluxe edition and got it with that. No, I just got it because they were trying to get rid of them. But yeah, I think that, it was pretty shitty that they put the Giant as a DLC exclusive. And that, I don't know, like I said, it's just my opinion on the whole thing. And like I said, I would like you guys, if you're listening to the whole thing, I really want you guys to comment after the video is over and just kind of make a comprehensive comment, so to say. Just kind of go over, all the topics that I talked about. Like, the things that you're interested in, you want to comment about. Go back in the video, whatever, and say, oh, we talked about this, I wanted to comment on that, whatever. Don't make, like, 17 different comments, saying about different topics that I talked about. Because a long time ago, I had someone do that. He posted, like, 12 different comments on the same video about every single subject that I talked about. I sat there and I was like, you could have just put it into one big comment, you know that, right? And the other thing is, like, I know a lot of YouTubers say, leave a comment, just because they want to say leave a comment. But I mean, the other thing is, I actually sit there and I look at comments a lot. I always check to see if there's more comments, things like that, because that's how I know personally that a video does well, is if it gets a lot of comments. It's not by views, it's not by the likes or anything. I know by comments that I did my job, because anyone can get likes on a video. I could sit there and I could spam my friends on Skype and go like, hey, like this video. I could do that, all I want, but nobody's gonna comment, just because you asked them to like a video. You know that you pulled somebody in if they commented, you know what I'm saying? And you know that they actually gave a shit about you or the video because they commented, and I really do enjoy that. I like looking at comments, I like seeing the feedback, and, it's just been really, really nice that, I've been getting a lot more comments, recently. I mean, for a while my channel was kind of in the dumps, so to say. I had a couple bad months, where I wasn't getting very many views, I wasn't, getting anything, and I wasn't getting comments. Like, I think 2 months ago or something like that, I posted a video and it got, like, I think 30 views in, like, a day, and, it got 2 likes or something like that, and I ended up taking it down because, I didn't think it was that great of a video, but I mean, that was when I knew I hit rock bottom then. And then this last month was probably one of my best months ever, because Black Ops 3 came out, and obviously that's, really a good month for any zombies YouTuber or any general Call of Duty YouTuber. It's really probably the best month for you all around, and when DLCs come out. But it'll probably, like I said, it's one of those things that, I sit there and go like, it's nice to see comments. It's nice to just see the feedback that somebody gives you directly, because you could say, oh, well, likes and dislikes are a good indicator. Not really, because to me, likes are just, someone hit one button and decided, that, they asked for a like, why not give it to them, you know what I'm saying? You didn't really work for that. I think that you need to work for a comment, because that's a lot more work to actually put in, as sad as that is to say. And I try to comment on a lot of videos, especially my friends' videos, that they put out, and cause I know that that's something that is really important, at least to me, and cause I see YouTubers every once in a while that, hold on, sorry, but I see YouTubers every once in a while that they'll get 50, 60 likes on a video, but the video will have like 6 comments, and I go like, that I don't know how to feel about that, because that really sucks. And not because they got 60 likes or anything, that's really good, but you got 6 comments, which is like, I don't know, that really, I would have mixed feelings about that, just how I'd feel if a video did like that. And the perfect example of a video that was random, and that I loved doing, that did really well and got a lot of comments that I still read and I still get comments on, is my thoughts on GWID quitting, which was really strange because I made that video and I thought, hey, the thing will get, like, it'll get a couple of views, whatever. I don't do videos just for the views, but I thought, hey, that's something that I'm really, passionate about, because I really enjoyed watching the guy. I'm kind of mad that he quit, so why not, I'll make a video on it. And the thing in it's like not even 3 months now, maybe it's 3 months, but the video's been out for like, yeah, we'll say 3 months, and the thing has like 3,000 views, it has almost 80 likes, and it has 60 comments or something like that. It's a ridiculous number of comments, people like agreeing with me, things like that, but it's really, that's how I can tell a video did well. And the other video that, comes to mind for me is the Road to Shoddy's videos, where those things, when I made those, the original ones have like, I don't know, over 2,000 views, a couple of them, and, a lot of them have, 60, 70 likes, whatever it is. Sorry, I'm just like moving around in my chair. But those things have 60, 70 likes, something like that, and I think one of them has more comments than likes. And, most of them aren't replies or anything, it's just people were commenting on it a lot, and I thought that was really cool. And none of this is to brag or anything, this is just what comes to mind and, my thought processes. Because that's more so what the series is just to kind of get an insight as to, what I'm thinking, my opinions on stuff. Kind of stuff that pops into my head, my life, whatever. I explained that earlier. And I think that, helps me connect with people and the people that watch my videos more than putting out a video going like, hey, thanks for 1,300 subscribers, gonna be doing a giveaway, like, comment this video, and stay active on my channel. It's not like that. And I see a lot of people's videos where, a lot of people will say, oh yeah, great video, smiley face, nice video, smiley face, it's a lot of those very generic comments, and I sit there and I go like, that must be really annoying. It must feel good, but to me that would be annoying because that's not giving me feedback. That's just saying nice video because, because of whatever reason. And I know that there's someone that watches my videos that always comments great video. I know that you're there. I'm not complaining about you. I'm just saying general people, because I was on some guy's channel maybe a week ago, and he had 800 subs or something like that, somewhere around there. And I went into his comment section on a video because I wanted to, just comment something nice, whatever. And when I went down there, and I saw like 6 comments in a row that were going like, nice video, and I'm like, what? That's just kind of weird, to me. Like I said, that's and the video had like 3 likes and 6 comments, or no, 8 comments, something like that. It was really weird. But yeah, and like I said, a lot of this is just my opinion on stuff, and you can disagree with my opinion or whatever. But I had some guy, I think it was a week ago, attacking me in my comments because he said that I'm a hypocrite because I said that I don't watch Call of Duty videos. And then he looked at my subscriptions. I don't know why he's such a nerd, but he looked at my subscriptions, And he said, oh, most of the people you're sub to are Call of Duty YouTubers. Yeah, well, because 90% of the people that I'm sub to, that do Call of Duty are my friends, or people that, I've been in teams with, or just, whatever. And I'm sub to, like, I think maybe 20 Call of Duty YouTubers. And the biggest couple of them are, like, Merc Music, FaZe, a couple of FaZe guys, like, Face Sensor, like, and a couple of those guys. I'm not sub to, the generic people, like, Rain and whatever. But, those people, yeah, I understand, they're not my friends, but everybody else pretty much is. Like, the people with 2, 3, 4,000 subscribers, the people that are, 50 subscribers, the sniping teams, whatever, either or they're my friends directly, you know what I'm saying? And I sat there and I told them that, and they're like, oh, you could have said that instead of, saying, watch Call of Duty YouTubers. And the other thing is, just because I'm subbed to you doesn't mean I always watch your videos. Like, I'm a huge fan of a guy named Popular MMOs. Like, I found his channel, and just to put this into perspective, I found his channel when he had, I believe it was 200,000 subscribers, and now he's at like 6 million or something. And I've been a fan of his for like the last 2 years or something like that, and but I'm not sub to him, which is weird. But even as a big fan of his as I am, and I watch a lot of his videos, I don't watch every video he makes. You know what I'm saying? Or let's say who am I a big fan of? Merc Music. Like, I'm a huge fan of Merc Music and Funhouse. Funhouse is another one I'm really big fan of. I'm a huge fan of Funhouse, and I don't watch every single video that they make. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm a fan of yours doesn't mean that I watch every video you make. And the guy was sitting there attacking me, going like, oh, like, you could have said all these other things. I'm like, dude, you're taking this way too seriously. Like, calm down. I ended up deleting, like, the comment, from the whole guy, like, the whole thread and everything, because it was just getting annoying. And the guy, actually went through, like, the comments on that video, and he replied to, like, everybody going, like, oh, like, you're stupid, or you got no clue what you're talking about. I just ended up deleting all the comments from him, because it just got really annoying, and you can kind of tell when somebody's just angry at the world, so to say. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just, it happens. And I don't really take offense to comments anymore, because for, I don't know, I'm weird. For a long time, I got a lot of dislikes on my videos. I'm not even sure why either. I happened to get them. I remember one video I posted got, like, I think it was 10 dislikes in the first 2 hours it was out. And it wasn't even like a controversial video, or it wasn't, it wasn't anything, really big. I could see, like, if I put out a video saying, like, oh, I hate whatever person, or, something controversial, I could see that. But it was just a random video, and it got, like, 10 dislikes. But, generally speaking, on all my videos, up until, like, maybe a month or two ago, I would always get at least 1 dislike on them. And I always thought that was strange, just because I was like, okay, maybe one guy just doesn't like me, and he'll dislike all my videos, whatever. But for a while, it was like, back when, I don't know, let's say, I don't know, like this last April, I go back now and I look at them, and they have like 4 or 5 dislikes a piece, and I'm like, what? Like, what the hell did I do? You know what I'm saying? And then my channel for a long time was very inconsistent, let's say that, because I remember one of the Road to Shoddy's videos has like 70 something likes and 0 dislikes, and I sat there and I was like, okay, that video did really well. It got like 2,000 views. It's one of my most viewed videos. And then the next video after that, I actually went back and looked at this like a day or two ago, had, I think it was what is that? It's like 110 views or something like that. And it was supposed to be a video that I thought would do really well. But the thing, I was like, 110 views, like 6 likes and 2 dislikes or something like that. So for a long time, my channel was really, really inconsistent. But now it's, I get roughly around the same amount of views. Like, I'll get, I don't know, 100 views a video, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on what the subject is, or if it was, every once in a while, I put out a video going like, okay, yeah, this thing will get a lot of views. Not just because it'll get a lot of views, but like if I ever put out a high round strategy guide, it's not just because I go, oh yeah, views and subs and views and subs. I do it because I actually think, hey, people will want to know this because I'm a decent zombies player and I have something to contribute. Not like the people that make these high round strategy guide videos that have never gotten past round 50 in their life. And the video or the gameplay that they use in the video is probably the best gameplay they've ever gotten. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where I sit there and I go like, okay, I could be one of those people that, has no clue what they're talking about and they're speaking out of their ass and they just watched a bunch of other videos on, high round strategy guides and then they kind of said, okay, this is the consensus that people are coming out with. I'm just going to bullshit it and, put that in my video. I don't do that. I have my own way of doing things, especially with, like, I did a video, I think a while back on how to, do better at YouTube and things like that. And it was like, I said thumbnails, connect with your audience, whatever. A lot of people agreed with me on that. And the one thing that I thought, was that set my opinion on it apart from a lot of other people's is there's a lot of people that, they will put out a video and, they'll kind of put it off for a couple of hours and come back, read a few comments, and then say, okay, the video did alright or it did awful. Something that you want to look for is you want to look in, like, the worst part of your comment section. Like, this is for, bigger people, obviously, that get a lot of comments. You want to look at the negativity and see what people are complaining about, and then you want to look at the positives, and if people are complaining about the things that you do well, that's good. You know what I'm saying? And I know that you're sitting there going like, wait, that makes no sense. Like, let's say someone complains that, you are, bad at that, and, you need to get a better mic. Well, most people would see that as, oh, you're just a hater, whatever, but that's constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? Taking constructive criticism is something that I don't think very people take well, and I think that they really, really need to get used to is taking said constructive criticism and turning it into a positive force to help make your videos better. Because I know that my mic's not the greatest. I know it cuts out every once in a while, but I'm getting a better mic for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And people don't comment about that, but I just kind of know, what it is. And every once in a while, I will get a, comment going like, oh, you need to do this or that or whatever. And it's constructive. There's a difference. There's comments where people are just hating on what you do. And then there's people that are leaving constructive criticism on your video. And, you just kind of take that as a hate comment. Because I know a lot of people that do that where someone will say, oh yeah, like, your intro's a little bit old, you might want to get a new one. And then I know people that will actually, come on to Skype and complain and be like, oh, well, this guy's just being a hater, he's like, my intro's old. And then you go like, yeah, it is, and then they say, oh, well, you're a hater too, you're just like them. You know what I'm saying? It's, people need to take criticism well, and that's something I think I do well, because the other thing is, if people can't find anything to complain about with your videos, then you're in a good spot. Because I don't actually get people complaining about my videos. Ever. And as weird as that is, as, it sounds, my videos are very basic. And I admit that. They're very, very basic. It's just a lot of me talking and gameplay. That's really all it is. And that's what all, general Call of Duty videos come down to. But, I'm not one of those people where I put that generic, non-copyrighted bullshit music in the background. I don't do that. I don't have these, crazy things that come up in the middle of a video going like, leave a like on the video or, you will get AIDS. You know what I'm saying? I don't have these crazy outro title screens. I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't do everything that everyone else does. And what's weird is, you'd think people would complain about that. And I know I've talked about the subject before that I'm different, and I get it. I keep throwing that out there that I am. And, I think that everybody that watches me kind of knows that nobody does videos like I do. But the thing is, you'd think that would be a cause for people to complain about your videos going, oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? You need to improve on whatever. I don't ever, and this is like literally saying, hey, you need to improve your videos so that people will watch you. No, I literally don't get those. It's weird. And I know a million other people that do. They say, oh, you need to, do this, and like I'll look in their comments and things like that, and people will be going, like I said, constructive criticism, which is, always really good. But the thing is, I don't get any, which is weird. I don't get, criticism in general, positive or negative. So, I always get people, like going, they comment about the video and then they watch, all the other videos, stuff like that. And I never get any criticism, which is that's a really nice thing to actually have. And, it's always nice to sit here and not have to worry that my videos aren't up to what people will watch, like, the standard that people will watch. And I know that my videos could be a lot better than they are. I know that I need to, start making custom thumbnails and stuff like that. I'm not going to do the really, foofy, bullshit thumbnails that everybody else is doing where they have their face and, they're, like, shocked and things like that. I'm not going to do that because that's just stupid to me. That's clickbait. And I know that pisses a lot of people off, so I'm not going to do it. But I know I need to start using thumbnails, and I need to start actually getting on those. And I know that I need a better mic, and I should start running a face cam in some of my videos. I know that I need to do that, guys. I'm gonna get on that soon. And like I said, I'm gonna get the better mic for Christmas. I'm actually gonna get an intro for my videos, which is nice. It's not gonna be anything super extravagant. It's not gonna be crazy all over the place, over the top. It's not going to be any of those. It's just going to be, nice, clean, one that really kind of shows, who I am. And I got to get somebody to do it, but I have an idea for it so far. But yeah, there's going to be a couple of things, like improving on my channel that I know that you guys don't really care about. But, I want to improve my videos for my sake, so to say. But yeah, I know it's always nicer for you guys, when things look better and when things sound better and things like that, because a lot of my videos are commentated, and I know that I have a very generic flat voice. I'm working on that, like I said, because I know that I do, and I know that it can sometimes get boring to listen to. But I'm really, really trying to put some emotion into my voice, which is very hard because I have one of the most generic voices out there. And, it's just difficult when I try to speak, and not sound monotone. So, like I said, I'm working on that, and I know that the audio quality isn't the best. And somebody's probably saying, oh, you don't really need to improve. Your videos are fine the way that they are. Well, I mean, fine isn't great for me, I improve on just doing okay, you know what I'm saying? And I want to have great videos instead of good videos. I think that's kind of where I'm at, because for a long time I was fine with, okay videos and not great videos, so to say. And you could say, oh, like, your videos are pretty basic, how could they be really good? Well, if you don't watch me, you might not understand, if, that makes any sense. I do things that no one else does, so they're good in their own way. You know what I'm saying? My videos are great in their own way. I want to say that. And that's not being, cocky or anything. That's just, I know what my videos are, and I know what, they're quote unquote capable of, and the audience that they reach. I don't know, it's hard to explain, and a lot of the things that I say, they are very hard to explain, because it's not that it's difficult to get the point across, it's that if you don't do YouTube, you don't understand it. And I know a couple of people that, make videos, will watch the video and be like, oh, yeah, I get you. But for someone that just watches YouTube, it makes no sense, half the stuff that I say about YouTube. So, I hope that I don't lose you guys half the time, because it really would kind of suck. And, I try to make these videos as entertaining as possible, like I say. But I like I said, and I'm going to keep saying it, I do entertain in my own way. So, hopefully I can keep doing that and continue to improve my videos in the long term, so that, you guys will stick around and actually watch more of my videos, instead of bailing and going like, oh, fuck this asshole, he doesn't do videos, I don't know. But still, it's, yeah, I try to improve my videos. And you can say, oh, your videos aren't improving. What the fuck just happened there? I have no clue what just happened. But, this game, like, and I know you guys are watching the gameplay and going, like, what the hell is he doing? I'm actually trying to prestige, basically, in one game. I started this game at, like, level 2 or 3. I'm trying to prestige this game so that I can get to 10th prestige before double XP is over. Right now, it's, like, 11:17 at night, and I'm really pretty tired, but I decided, I need to make this video. Why not? My head's pretty clear right now, so fuck it, we're gonna do it. We're going live, people. I forget where that's from, but it was from somewhere. It was really, really funny, though, when I first saw it. I think it might have been CNN. I think it was CNN, one of the political guys or whatever was like, fuck it, we're doing it live. And, I just thought that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. But yeah, it's, yeah. And I've kind of run out of stuff to talk about at this point, so I think I'm actually going to end off the video here, guys. Leave a comment about, a lot of the stuff that I talked about, whether it be, like, Call of Duty related or things like that. If you made it all the way through the video, include in your comment somewhere the number 69. We'll go with that. Include the number 69 somewhere in your comment all the way through, and I know that people watch the whole thing, and that they're not clicking off, 5-10 minutes in, because that's, a lot of what these videos are is, I want you guys to watch the whole thing, and if people are clicking off 5-10 minutes in, then I know there's a problem there. But yeah, like I said, include the number 69 in your comment somewhere. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Give me topics, like, let's say, that you want me to talk about next time, because I can come up with my own topics, but it's always more fun when you guys give me topics that I know that you guys care about, and that you would want to hear my opinion on. So yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see these really, really long comments that people are gonna come up with. But anyway, it has been your boy Luca Russian. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. I'm 9th Prestige level 23. That's absolutely insane. I love you guys. Peace out.